1 4. Okay, now next process, the leading entry which is in the second row 5, that we want to become 1, that we want to make 1. Okay, because otherwise it's quite difficult to become the below entry become 0, right? So what we are doing here, we that 5 trying to become 1, so we multiply second row with 1 by 5. Okay, and so the first and third row are as it is, and 1 2 3 5, and the third row is also as it is, 0 minus 2 1 4. We multiply second row with 1 by 5, so that is 0 1 minus 3 by 5 minus 11 by 5. Now next process is we multiply second row with 2 and add into the third row, so that minus 2 become 0. You can see that minus 2 become 0 after that. So we multiply second row with 2 and add into the third row. So 1 2 3 5, first and second row are as it is, 0 1 minus 3 by 5 minus 11 by 5, and the third row is 0 0 minus 1 by 5 minus 2 by 5. Now when we solve this, now this matrix is in the row echelon form. So we have equation k1 plus 2 k2 plus 3 k3 is equal to 5 minus 3 by 5 k2 minus 3 by 5 k3 is equal to minus 11 by 5, and minus 1 by 5 k3 is equal to minus 2 by 5. So clearly k3 is equal to 2. Put that value in the second equation, you will get k2 is equal to minus 1 and k1 is equal to 1. Okay, so coordinates vectors, that means coordinates vector respect to the basis S of vector V, that is equal to k1 is 1, k2 is minus 1, k3 is 2. So 1 minus 1 2. Okay, so complete this example, question number 2a. Next example, define row space, column space and null space of a matrix and find the basis for row space and column space of the matrix A. 2 minus 3 6, 1 minus 1 5, minus 1 2 0, 4 1 1. This question asked in 7 marks in the GTU question paper. So first we want to define these three definitions, row space, column space and null space, which is very important, many times asked in the GTU question papers. So try to understand properly. Row space, the subspace of Rn spanned by the row vector of A is called the row space of A. Okay, the subspace of Rn spanned by the row vector of A is called the row space of A. Exactly opposite the column space, the subspace of Rm spanned by the column vector. The subspace of Rm spanned by the column vector of A is called the row. It's not a row space, it's column space. That is a mistake. The subspace of Rn spanned by the column vector of A is called the column space of A. And the solution space of the homogeneous system of equation Ax is equal to 0 is called the null space of A. The solution space of the homogeneous system of equation Ax is equal to 0 is called the null space of A. Okay, and the dimension of null space, that we know, that nullity. Okay, that is called nullity of the matrix A. So now we want to find the basis for the row space and column space and the null space. So now our example is starting from, here is the matrix 2 minus 3 6, 1 minus 1 5, minus 1 2 0, 4 1 1. Now what we have to do to find the basis for the row space and basis for the column space? Here is the matrix. We convert this matrix into a row echelon form, right? We convert this matrix into a row echelon form. So whatever the row echelon form matrix, that is called, suppose that is called capital U. So the number of non-zero row in that matrix, the number of non-zero row in that matrix, that is our row vector. Suppose first three rows are non-zero and fourth row is 0 row. So the first three row vector are exactly the basis for the row space of A. Okay, and the corresponding non-zero row vector, the corresponding non-zero column vector of U in the matrix A that are the basis for the column space of A. Okay. So first we have to try to prove this argument this matrix into a row echelon form. That is our first process. So here is a matrix 2 minus 3 6 1 minus 1 5 minus 1 2 0 and 4 1 1. So here is a process. We interchange first and second row. So first and second row are interchanged. You can see here is our actual matrix. So 1 minus 1 5 is second row, but we interchange first and second row. So that is 1 minus 1 5 is in first row, and in actual matrix 2 minus 3 6 is a first row. So that is become second row, 2 minus 3 6. This process we are doing only because of leading entry 1. Okay, we will get the leading entry is 1, and the third and fourth row are as it is, minus 1 2 0 4 1 1. Now the next process to make this argument this matrix into a row echelon form, we multiply first row with minus 2 and add into the second row. We multiply first row with 1 and add into the third row, and we multiply first row with minus 4 and add into the fourth row. So first row is as it is, 1 minus 1 5. Second row is 0 0 minus 1 minus 4. Third row is 0 1 5, and the fourth row is 0 5 minus 19. Okay, just try to check. Okay, so now we have this matrix 1 minus 1 5 0 minus 1 minus 4 0 1 5 and 0 5 9 minus 19. Now in second row we have leading entry minus 1. So what is our next process? We multiply second row with 1 and add into the third row, and we multiply second row with minus 5 and add into the fourth row. So here is the next process. See, 1 minus 1 5 as it is, 0 minus 1 minus 4. First and second row are as it is. In the third row there is a, so we multiply second row with 1 and add into the third row, so 0 0 1, and we multiply second row with 5 and add into the fourth row, so 0 0 minus 39. And the next process is we multiply third row with 39 and add into the last row, so that is 0 0 0. So we have only three non-zero rows, 1 minus 1 5, 0 minus 1 4 and 0 0 1. These three row vector are basis for the row space of A. I again repeat, this three row vector 1 minus 1 5, 0 minus 1 minus 4 and 0 0 1 are the row vector for the basis for the row space of A. And what is a leading entry? In which column we have leading entry? First column we have leading entry, second column we have leading entry, and third column we have leading entry. So corresponding to this three column, corresponding to matrix A, so this three column vector 1 0 0 0, minus 1 minus 1 0 0, 5 minus 4 1 0 are basis for the column space of the matrix U. U means this matrix. Okay, and if you want to find the basis for the column space of matrix A, you have to take corresponding row vector in which this matrix have a leading entry in the original matrix. So in this matrix we have in the first column we have leading entry, second column we have leading entry, third column we have leading entry. So this three column vector 2 1 minus 1 4 minus 3 minus 1 2 1 and 6 5 0 1 are the basis for the column space of the given matrix A. So here is our answer. So basis for the row space are 1 minus 1 5, 0 minus 1 4 and 0 0 1. So the basis for the column space are, this is nothing but the column vector of A. So 2 1 minus 1 4 minus 3 minus 1 2 1 and 6 5 0 1. Okay. So question number 3 is complete now. Here is a question number 4. Define linear transformation in Euclidean vector space. Check the linearity of the following transformation. And here is the transformation T from R3 to R3 defined by T of x1, x2, x3, that is equal to x1 plus 1 plus second coordinate is x2 plus 2 and then x3 plus 4. Then T from set of n cross n matrices to R defined by T of A is equal to determinant of A. So first we have to define definition of linear transformation in Euclidean vector space. Okay, and check the linearity for these two examples. So first we want to define the definition of linear transformation for particular Euclidean vector space, and this question asked in the 7 marks in the GTU question paper. Okay, in this paper. So let's try to solve. T from Rn to Rm, because we have defined linear transformation for Euclidean vector space, so that's why we are our map from Rn to Rm. Otherwise you can take a T from V to W, okay, but here particular V is equal to Rn and W is equal to Rm. So T from Rn to Rm is called linear transformation if T of x1, x2 up to xn, that is equal to u1, u2 up to um, where, this is important, where all the coordinates of the codomain, that is u1, u2 up to um, can be expressed as a linear combination of x1, x2 up to xn. That means u1 can be expressed as a11 x1 plus a12 x2 plus a1n xn. u2 can be expressed as a21 x1 plus a22 x2 plus up to a2n xn up to um, that is equal to am1 x1 plus am2 x2 up to amn xn. Okay, if u1, u2 up to um can be expressed as a linear combination of x1, x2 up to xn, then we can say that the given transformation is a linear transformation. Okay, so here we want to check that the given two examples are linear or not, right? Both the examples, the first one example is a Euclidean vector space, Euclidean linear transformation T from R3 to R3, right, defined by T of x1, x2, x3, that is equal to x1 plus 1, x2 plus 2, x3 plus 4. Okay, now to check that the given transformation is linear or not, let's take u is equal to x is equal to x1, x2, x3, y is equal to y1, y2, y3. Be two vectors of R3, T of x plus y, that is equal to, now x plus y is x1 plus y1 comma x2 plus y2 comma x3 plus y3. So T of x plus y is T of x1 plus y1, x2 plus y2, x3 plus y3, that is equal to x1 plus, because how we define T, you can see again, T of x1, x2, x3, that is equal to x1 plus 1, that means first coordinate plus 1, second coordinate plus 2 and the third coordinate plus 4. So same defined we here, x1 plus y1 is our first coordinate, so x1 plus y1 plus 1, x2 plus y2 is second coordinate, so x2 plus y2 plus 2 and x3 plus y3 is third coordinate, so x3 plus y3 plus 4. Okay, and now we want to define T of x plus T of y, that is equal to T of x is, we know that x1 plus 1 plus x2, x2 plus 2, x3 plus 4 plus y1 plus 1, y2 plus 2, y3 plus 4. x1 plus y1 plus 2, x2 plus y2 plus 4. When we add these two vectors, x2 plus y2 plus 4, and the third one is x3 plus y3 plus 8. So T of x plus y is not equal to T of x plus T of y. You can see on the screen, because T of x plus y is x1 plus y1 plus 1 x2 plus y2 plus 2 and x3 plus y3 plus 4. But t of x plus y, t of x plus t of y is equal to x1 plus y1 plus 2, x2 plus y2 plus 4 and x3 plus y3 plus 8. So these two are not same. Okay, so clearly t of x plus y is not equal to t of x plus t of y, as the given transformation t is not linear. Okay, now next what is our next example? T from set of n cross n matrix, that means set of square matrices to R, defined by T of A is equal to determinant of A. Okay, now if you want to prove for any example of subspace or this transformation, if you want to prove that the given transformation is not linear, if you can take particular example, that's okay. But if you want to prove that the given transformation is linear, you have to take general example. You cannot take any particular example, because for some particular example the condition are satisfied, but other example, for other example it may be not satisfied. So just try to understand that if you want to prove that the given transformation is linear or not, if you want to prove that the given transformation is linear, in that case you have to take general example. Then that means whenever you are taking from u and the x and y, that two elements from the domain, it should be the general, not particular. Okay, but if you want to prove that the given transformation is not linear, then it's okay. Then you are taking a particular example for a particular vector and try to prove that for this vector the given condition is not satisfied, then it's okay. Okay, so just try to understand. Here we are doing same here. We want to prove that this transformation T from set of square matrices to R, defined by T of A is equal to determinant of A, is not linear transformation. So that's why we are taking this particular example. The given transformation is not linear, that is my answer. Why this is not linear? Because you can see A is equal to 1 0 0 0 and B is equal to 0 0 0 1. Okay, clearly determinant of A is equal to 0, right? Because this is simple 2 cross 2 matrix and determinant of A is equal to 0. Similarly you can see determinant of B is also 0. But what is A plus B? A plus B is what? 1 0 0 1. Here I don't mention here A plus B, but you can easily try to understand that A plus B